Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel, A Magical Life with Aylah. Today we're going to talk about the act of becoming. So let's get started. So I want to talk to two groups of people today. The group of people that I am not talking to are people who decided early on in life that they were going to go to college and become a brain surgeon and have a career as a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer or, something that requires education. In that case, your path of becoming was pretty much laid out for you when you made that decision to go to school. Once you made up your mind, I want to become this field, your path was pretty much laid out for you at that point. What I'm talking, the persons that I'm talking to today are basically the rest of us that did not make that decision, that did not know early in life what we wanted to do. And for most of us, that decision came on later in life. I didn't really figure out what I wanted to do until I was in my mid to late 30s. So that's, compared to someone who knows in childhood or who knows in their teenage years, that's kind of late. But the first group of people that I want to talk to are the younger folks. Now, I'm watching some of the younger folks in my family struggle with what they want to become. And when I say become, it's kind of a practical term, but it's also kind of a spiritual term. So, we have to become in the third dimension. We have to do something in the third dimension. And it's perfectly fine if you turn 18 and decide you're going to get a job and you're going to go to work. That is fine. But if you are looking down the road at your life and you're thinking that I need to do something, I wasn't put here just to work and pay bills. Some of us have that feeling. For those of us who don't have that feeling, you get a job, you go to work, you work and you pay your bills, you raise your family. That's amazing. That's beautiful and it's perfect. But some of us struggle with that feeling. I know I did. I struggled with that feeling of I'm supposed to be doing something. There's something that I'm supposed to be doing. And if you're a young person and you're having that feeling, I know sometimes I ask the young people in my life, I'm like, okay, so what's the plan? What are you going to do with your life? What are you going to become? And they don't know. They are struggling to get in touch with that idea inside of them, with those ideas, with those, what would you call it, wanting, knowing what you want to do. And like I said, I didn't figure out what I wanted to do until I was mid-30s. So I get this. I get that it can be a struggle when you're trying to figure out what to do with your life. Now, this channel is about energy. This channel is about taking energy and swapping it out for other energy, working on an energy until we transform that energy into what we want it to be. You are energy, you young people, you old people, you are energy. And you were put here on this planet. Actually, you weren't put here. You came here. You came here of your own volition, of your own accord. You came here, and you came here to do something. But now, I don't want you to get hung up on this. It could be that you came here to be a good friend, or to be a good parent, or to be a good son or daughter for someone. It could be that you wrote it down to come here to be available at one point in your existence on this planet to help somebody with something. So I don't want you to go, oh, Aylah's talking about this becoming thing and I've got to figure this out. You're here. You already figured it out. You're here. But who I'm really talking to is the young people right now who have that feeling. Like, it's a very strange feeling. I like to use the word creepy, but it's not creepy in like a bad way. It's creepy in that feeling is just always sort of there until you address it. It's in the back of your mind. It's in the bottom of your heart. It's just kind of sitting there until you're like, okay, I know that I'm supposed to do something. I know that I came here for some sort of thing. And it's just sort of quiet and creepy and just always with you. It's a feeling that's always with you. So you know, this can become maddening because from the time I was, I became aware of my mental illness when I was 19 or 20. It took me until I was 26 or 27 to start addressing that. That was the big issue in my life at the time. It was like, I am not well. I'm looking around at other women my age. I know that they feel way better than I feel. And something's wrong with me and something's not wrong with them. And you might argue that, you know, mental illness is not wrong, but I did not feel right. I did not feel right at all. So for that 5 or 6 or 7 years, that situation with me had to be addressed. And that was kind of what my existence was about. And I knew that I wanted to become well. I wanted to become well. And even in that illness, even in that mental, emotional, dark place, I knew there was something I was supposed to be doing besides just working and paying bills. So I focused on getting well and on becoming well. That was what I wanted to become, was well. And I figured out if I could get well, I could figure the rest of my becoming out. I could figure that out. Whatever that feeling was that was motivating me forward, that was telling me that I needed to do something, I could figure that out if I was well. So I went after that. I got well. And no sooner had I gotten well than that feeling of I'm supposed to be doing something. What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be doing something. Hit me really hard. And I started having dreams and, you know, visions. I had one vision and it was driving me crazy. And I'm not suggesting that you all are at that crazy place, but you may be feeling it. You may be feeling it, and you might be feeling it kind of intense. So if this is something that you're feeling, that you're going through, just a few suggestions that I have for you young people. Sit down and get quiet and think about it. Think about what it is that you're feeling. What is that driving force, that motivating force? What is it pointing you towards? Meditation will do one of several things for you in this case. If you go into a meditation having those thoughts, what am I? What are my gifts? What have I come here to do? Several things will happen. You will come out of your meditation with a sense of knowing. And at first, you may not even know that you know, but you know. That sounds funny, doesn't it? Another thing that might happen is you might have a sequence of events that unfolds in front of you. The next day, a week later, you might meet someone. You might meet someone who has something to say to you that triggers that memory of what you came here for. And you may have a conversation with this person. You may read a book. You may see a set of circumstances happen in somebody else's life, and it triggers your memory, because we all have a memory that's attached to the other side. And some of us remember and some of us don't. And you may have a memory, and that memory may be like, I'm good. The way I'm living my life, the way I'm going, this is good. Or I need to add this to my life, or I need to do this. My big question when I help my students with the Act of Becoming lesson is I ask them, what have you come to give humanity? Because that's really what we're here for. We're here to give something to humankind. We are here to provide a service. Some of us write books. Right now I'm a storyteller. And these are all very powerful things. You may come to be a nurse and a doctor and to serve humanity in that way. But you may have a sequence of events that unfolds in front of you that helps you get in touch with what it is that you are, that you become. Okay, it's a diligent search. And what I see a lot of young people today, the conversations I have with them, what I see them doing is they're not searching. The search is not important to them. The answer to the search is not important to them. And I'm not very judgmental about that, because sometimes something is very important to us and we're just kind of quiet about it, because it's bewildering. I think it would be bewildering in this day and age to be a young person and to be searching for my becoming and not even know where to start with that, So try meditating. Try going into your meditations with those thoughts of, what is it that I came here to give humanity? What is it? What is my service to humankind? And see if that doesn't help. And then really pay attention for opportunities after that may open up. I always tell my others when I'm trying to find the answer to something, listen, I'll do all the work. I'm not asking you guys to do the work for me, but you got to point me in the right direction. And when I say the right direction, I will read a book. I will have a conversation with somebody that you bring across my path. I will. I am scouring the internet. I'm asking questions to different people. When I am looking for answers, when I am looking for information, I am diligent about it. So, and many times we write are becoming down in our life plan before we come here. And so it just happens naturally. Sometimes it happens later. Sometimes we have to really, really search for it. So that's what I want to say to the young people. Now, to you old folks, and I'm going to say old because I'm old. I'm 60 now, so I'm old. To you old people, don't think for 1 minute, because you're retired, because you're getting on in years, that you're exempt from becoming, because you're not. You can still provide services to humanity. You can do that by painting a picture. You can do that by cooking a meal for someone. I lead Magic of Life Pagan Ministries. You don't have to lead a community to that extent. You can just have a group of your friends, like-minded friends over, and have lunch, have a nice discussion. Maybe you can learn from each other. But I don't think that we reach a place in our becoming. Maybe you're older in years, your partner, your spouse has passed on, and you're sitting at home by yourself. You don't have to do that. Don't do that. I mean, do that for a little while. I love my own company, so being alone is good. But William is here, and I love talking to William. I love having coffee with William. And I love that. There's going to come a day where that situation is no longer in my life. And, we take a moment to feel whatever we have to feel. But then you have to get back out there. You have to resume your life. You have to paint those pictures or write that book. Now, at this age, it's not necessary at this age for whatever you're becoming to make stuff up, to give yourself validity. You don't have to say that you have a master's degree in social work if that indeed is not the case, if that indeed is not true. In the 20 years that I've been doing service to the pagan community, nobody has ever said to me, "What is your education?" So you can have a community. You can run a community. You can have a little group of women for study group once a week and lunch. You can put on a ritual. You don't have to have any special education to put on a ritual. And this is true of many faiths. I mean, in many faiths, you don't have to go and officially become the leader of that church or whatever. You can offer a service in religious services. I have a friend who recently became a CASA, and that is such a valuable service to humanity, to the children. And I have other friends who are doing their thing like I'm doing, like running a community. So as you get older, you do not lose validity. You do not lose importance. The world still needs your magic, and they need you. We need you. And we need whatever it is that you're offering. I have friends on Facebook who are artists, and I follow each one of them because I want to see what they're doing, and I want to support them however I can. So that I feel that art and music and helping people with their spirituality and being a good friend and being a good parent, those are all very, very important acts of becoming. So nobody's really exempt. You're not really exempt. You might think, well, I'm 70 now, so I'm retired. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. It's like, you still need to do that stuff because the world still needs you. So, again, what I would say to that, if you are an old person and you're looking around, because it does shift now, you may have had something that you were doing. You may have been providing a service. You may have been providing a product. And you may have gotten to a point where you're like, I'm sort of done with this. I'm sort of done with this part of it. That's okay. That doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you're done, but you may be done with that part of it. So you've heard me tell the story of how Rowan Tree Pagan Ministries, which is my ministry that I founded, kind of slammed shut during COVID. And I've had other, here in the Rogue Valley in Medford, Oregon, I've had other community leaders tell me that, oh yeah, COVID just shut us down. I was not aware of that until just recently. I thought it was just us. And I thought, okay, that part's over. So I'm done with that. So I'm just going to sit here quietly and mind my own business and write my books. And I did that for a couple of years, and that was okay. The problem was, in that couple of years, I was recovering not just from COVID, but from the 5 years before that. A lot of stuff happened in my life, and it made me very, very tired. And so I didn't realize during that 2 years that I was resting and healing from all of those events. And every time something would happen in that 5 years, I wasn't like, oh, this is so hard. Why is this happening? I was like, oh, okay, this is happening. We're going to get through this. And I would move forward. And I didn't realize that each one of those things was chipping away at my energy and making me tired. And so I got to the end of that 5 years. COVID happened. That was another thing that just exhausted me. And then for 2 years, I just wrote and was just kind of to myself. It was like we went ahead and closed the Rowan Tree, and we dissolved that organization. And then about a month ago, it was like I walked out of the clouds. I walked out of that exhaustion and started having feelings again. It was like, oh my gosh, I have so much to say. I have so much to offer. I have books now that are in print, and I have services that I can offer. And so I revamped my webpage again. Very indecisive about that, but okay. And offered all of it, everything that makes up the service of Aylah to the pagan community. And anybody else who wants to listen. You don't have to be pagan to look at my site. You don't have to be pagan to listen to my videos. It applies to everybody. Take the main message and apply it to where you're at. And I think you'll find something in there for you. So as usual, meditation is the thing, and you old people, you should be meditating every single day, 15 minutes to an hour. You should be meditating. And not to shit on you, but it's a really, really good practice. But that can, if you've come across a place in your life where you are just really uncertain where to go next, like for me, having my ministry slam shut on us, and the new ministry is something completely different, kind of the same, but different energy. If you've come across that place where it's like one thing has closed for you, start looking around, start getting in touch with what you're still feeling. What new feelings are you having? What new ideas do you have? How do you want to move forward in those ideas? What do you want to present to the world? It's all about what we present to the world, the gifts and the presents and the services that we bring to the world. What do you want to present to the world? And like I said with the younger people, go into your meditation. If you're lost about this, go into your meditation having those thoughts. The others will help you. They will help you. I promise they will help you. So that's really all I have to say. This process of becoming, it's kind of tangled up with divine life purpose. If you go back and you look at that video, the divine life purpose video, they're very, very, very close buddies. And I think maybe the process of becoming should happen before divine life purpose. So I should have done that video first, but here we are. So what I want to tell you is the website is amagicallifewithaylah.com. I have a new website. If you live in Southern Oregon, go to southernoregonpagans.org. And what southernoregonpagans.org is it's an index of different groups, different people, magical businesses, events that are happening, and it's really filling up. We've got a lot of entries on the calendar. There's so many magical businesses in the Rogue Valley. I had no idea. And different communities that are here, all doing beautiful, high vibrational, bright, shiny activities and events. It's so amazing. There are so many wonderful groups here in the Valley. So there's that. And then I have 4 Facebook pages. Yes, count them 4. I'm not sure why, but anyway. So the first one is Aylah Hallel, and you'll see my name spelled on here. That is my Facebook page where I primarily talk about different forms of energy. So like the energy of nutrition, the energy of, I do a lot of posting from Reverend Meg. She talks a lot about the others and the energy of that. And it's that Facebook page is really about energy. And so then I have Magic of Life Pagan Ministries Facebook page. So that is all about pagan spirituality, witchcraft, magic, that kind of stuff. Then I have Reiki with Aylah, and that's my healing page. And so I have some events on there that are coming up. I really have a strong desire not just to provide, I sell Reiki sessions on my website, but I also just have this burning desire to train people how to heal themselves and to validate the fact that you can heal yourself. And so that's kind of what that page is about. And then I have Aylah Hallel, The Magic of Life, and that's my author page. So if you're interested in keeping up with my literary endeavors, go and hang out there. And then, let's see, what was the last thing? There was one more thing, and now I can't remember. But that's a lot. That's a lot just right there. And so and then there's a new YouTube channel. Magic of Life Pagan Ministries has its own YouTube channel. And where this YouTube channel deals with energy, it deals with the energy of and vibration of our emotions, how to swap up those emotions, how to create emotions, how to change our life through our thinking and what we focus on, like becoming. That's what this channel is about. Then Magic of Life Pagan Ministries YouTube channel is about everything pagan. It's about the spirituality. It's about, I say religion because I define religion as a religious practice. is something that you do religiously. So like I've heard people say, oh, I'm religious about watching football on Sunday morning. Yeah, yeah. That's a good way to use that word. I observe the full moons and the pagan holidays, the 8 holidays that was created on this calendar for us in the 50s. I observe that calendar, and I'm pretty religious about it. It's very important to me because our calendar of holidays is made up of solstices and equinoxes, 2 solstices, 2 equinox, and 4 Celtic holidays. And those Celtic holidays and the solstices and the equinoxes have everything to do with shifts that are happening in our planet. So paganism is primarily an earth-based religion, whereby we worship the earth, we worship trees and rocks and dirt and animals, and anything that has to do with changing, like a seasonal change, is important to me. So I'm pretty religious about observing the holidays and the moons. So Magic of Life Pagan Ministries YouTube channel is all about everything pagan, witchcraft, that sort of thing. So that's pretty much all I have to say today. It's been a minute since I made a video. I'm trying really hard to get back on a regular schedule making videos. But I post them on Facebook, everywhere I can on Facebook when I've made a video. So have a wonderful day. I love you, and I will see you next time.